Hello, welcome back to another episode. In today's episode, we are going to talk about how to wake up early in the morning. This is one of the most highly requested videos that I've ever gotten. In fact, if you go on my community tab, there is an entire poll dedicated to how to wake up early in the morning. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that a lot of people want to learn how to wake up early in the morning. So before we get into the tips, let me just explain what does waking up early mean. Because for some people, waking up early means waking up at 4:30 a.m., and for other people, waking up early means waking up at 7:30 a.m. So first of all, define what does waking up early mean for you. And then once you have defined that, you can start moving towards that goal. Now, I personally am not a morning person, so I do not wake up early, because I usually wake up at 8:30 or sometimes even 9 a.m. But I wanted to make this video because I have helped a lot of friends of mine who had trouble waking up early in the morning. So even though it doesn't apply to me directly, I did a lot of research, and these are the tips that I found really helpful. No. One is wake up with a purpose, and this is something that I learned from Naval Ravikant. He talks about it in his book, The Almanac. Essentially what he says is that you should only wake up if you have a purpose for that day. So I know this sounds like really vague and maybe a little too philosophical, but let me explain. What he means by this is that every single day you should ask yourself, why should I wake up tomorrow? What is the purpose of me being alive? You see, when you're young, life feels limitless. There are so many things that you could be doing, so many places that you could be traveling to, so many skills that you could be learning. So when you're young, it's easy to wake up every single day excited about what you're going to learn, excited about what you're going to accomplish, excited about what you're going to discover. But as we get older, that excitement starts to fade away, and a lot of us start to lose our purpose. We start to feel uninspired, we start to feel lazy, and that leads to us not having any drive to do anything. So Naval Ravikant's advice is basically to remind yourself every single day why you're still here. Why have you not gone to sleep yet? What is the purpose of you being alive? And if you don't have a purpose, if you don't have a reason to wake up, then simply go to sleep and wait till tomorrow, where hopefully you will find your purpose again. Tip no. 2 is accept that there are 24 hours in a day, and we cannot change that. This is just a scientific fact. There are exactly 24 hours in a day, and no matter where you live, no matter what time zone you're in, there are always 24 hours in a day. Now, this may sound like a really boring statement, but it has really helped me put things into perspective when I was feeling stressed out or overwhelmed. Because we always try to do more things. We always try to pack more into our schedule. But we forget that there is a limit to how much we can actually do. There is a limit to how much time we have. And if we want to do things well, we need to accept that there are only 24 hours in a day, and we need to plan accordingly. We need to understand that we cannot do everything, cannot please everyone. We cannot be at every single event, and that's okay. We need to accept that we only have 24 hours in a day, and we need to make the most of it. Tip no. 3 is understand Parkinson's law. States that work always expands to fill the time that we allocate to it. For example, if you give yourself 2 weeks to complete a project, it will take you 2 weeks to complete that project. But if you give yourself only 1 week to complete the same exact project, it will take you 1 week to complete it. This is just human nature. We always find a way to fill our time. So if you want to be more productive, if you want to get more things done, you need to give yourself less time to do it. Of course, this doesn't apply to everything in life. Sometimes you just have to spend 2 weeks on a project because it takes 2 weeks to complete. But whenever you can, try giving yourself less time to complete a task. Try making it more difficult for yourself because that will force you to get more things done and be more productive. Tip no. 4 is to avoid distractions. It is so important to minimize distractions because distractions waste our time and they pull us away from our goals. You see, when we are young, we have a lot of energy. We have a lot of motivation, but we don't have a lot of direction. We don't know what to do with all that energy, so we end up wasting it on distractions. We play video games, we watch Netflix, we hang out with friends. All of these things are fine in moderation, but they become a problem when they start to control our life rather than the other way around. When we start to feel like we have to do these things, that we can't stop doing them, that's when they become a problem. So if you want to wake up earlier in the morning, you need to identify your distractions, and you need to get rid of them. This may be hard at first, but over time it will get easier. And once you have eliminated your distractions, you will have more time to focus on the things that are important to you. Tip No. 5 is to focus on the things that you love. This is one of the most important things that I've ever learned. See, when we are young, we have a lot of interests. We like a lot of different things. But as we get older, we tend to focus on the things that pay the bills. We focus on our career. We focus on making money. And while these things are important, it's also important to make time for the things that we love. This is what gives our life meaning. This is what makes us happy. So whenever you can, make time for the things that you love. Make time for your hobbies. Make time for your interests. Don't let life pass you by. Tip number 6 is set short-term goals. Short-term goals are goals that you can achieve within a few days or a few weeks. They are goals that are specific and measurable. For example, a short-term goal could be to wake up at 6 a.m. every morning for a week, or to read 10 pages of a book every day for 2 weeks. Short-term goals are important because they give us something to focus on. They give us something to work towards. They help us stay motivated, and they help us track our progress. Without short-term goals, it's easy to get lost in the day-to-day grind. It's easy to feel like we're not making any progress. So whenever you can, set short-term goals. Give yourself something to work towards because this will help you stay focused and motivated. And tip number 7 is celebrate your successes. This is probably the most important tip on this list because it's easy to focus on the things that we haven't done, on the goals that we haven't achieved yet. But it's also important to celebrate our successes, to celebrate the things that we have done, to celebrate the goals that we have achieved. This helps us stay positive. It helps us appreciate what we have, and it motivates us to keep moving forward. So whenever you can, celebrate your successes. Be proud of what you have accomplished, because this will help you stay motivated and inspired. Alright guys, so those are my 7 tips on how to wake up earlier in the morning. Let me know in the comments down below if this video helped you, and also share with me what are your tips on how to wake up earlier in the morning. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.